Hey guys, Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today I'm going to try out a rotation that was suggested in the comments section from a previous video, which I think it might have been on the Kid BUU and JANEMBA one, but it was to try out the rotation of Kid BUU and then physical LR JANEMBA. So I think they only share 3 links, but one of them is Big Bad Bosses, and the other 2 are attack links. We can obviously double check when we get the rotation up here, because of course we started with, I think JANEMBA was in slot 7 and Kid BUU's on turn 2. So we've got to get them lined up. I skipped out the first turn. Kid BUU's going to get a couple of attacks off here so he can start building up his passive. And yeah, we'll see what the links are when we get them together exactly. I think one of them is Brutal Beatdown as well. But basically, with the 3 links that they get, they're going to be getting 25% defense from Big Bad Bosses and then 50% attack as well. So, quite a significant attack buff. What we're going to do here is we're going to leave JANEMBA in slot 2 so we can at least get a build up of his passive. Because the one thing that comes to mind straight away when putting this team together is if you want to run the rotation of JANEMBA and Kid BUU, at the beginning of an event, both of them are units that don't really want to be in slot 1. We've seen from the previous runs that I've done so far using Kid BUU, once you get his passive fully built up and you've popped that active skill, he's got enough defense that he could sit in slot 1 if you wanted him to. And then obviously LR JANEMBA is a unit that you really only want to put in slot 1 or 2 so that he guards. But then obviously when you're going into an event, he needs to attack 3 times in slot 2 or 3 to get his full attack and defensive buff from his passive. So in the early turns, they both want to be in slot 2, whereas obviously, you know, you got to put a unit in slot 1. Now, obviously, what you could do is you could go ahead and put LR JANEMBA in slot 1 so that he can, because you know he's going to tank in slot 1, right? He can guard. It just means he's not going to hit super hard. Let Kid BUU get built up and then obviously switch them around. Or, of course, in longer form events, if you get a better rotation than I did, like if you have Kid BUU on turn 1, you could get away with putting Kid BUU in slot 1 on turn 1. He probably will take a bit of damage if you get super attacked especially. But obviously the first turn of these longer form events, they obviously don't hit as hard. So you can kind of get away with putting Kid BUU in slot 1. Now obviously here, now that we're into like the second phase? Yeah, it's Super Saiyan 2. We're into like the 3rd phase of the event. So, especially because AGL, probably wouldn't want to be putting Kid BUU in slot 1. But now that we've taken him out and we're up to the physical stage, we probably can get away with it. So let's see here. We've got 256k defense at the start of the turn. So yeah, it's Big Bad Bosses, Brutal Beatdown and Fierce Battle. Now, typically my Kid BUU, Fierce Battle is the only link that's not at level 10. I finished Goku earlier today before recording. But yeah, obviously now with the unit in slot 3, we can get some extra links and stuff active here. So let's go ahead and do this. I want to try and make sure I'm getting the orbs for like Tech JANEMBA, because obviously his because of the way he's built, I think it doesn't matter if we don't get the 18 key super for LR JANEMBA. Let's just do this so we can then get the support buff, because that gives Kid BUU even more defense. And of course we want Kid BUU to take hits because we want him to build up his active skill quicker, because we're not fighting against a Majin Buu Saga enemy. He's already up to 5.1 million. So bearing in mind, he's getting the support from Tech JANEMBA's passive, but he's only got 3 links active with LR JANEMBA. So now that he's been on rotation for 2 turns, remember he always attacks a minimum of twice a turn because of his built-in additional, which will always be a normal attack, or it will convert into a super, but he always attacks twice. So he only needs 2 turns to fully build up. And then this is what, LR JANEMBA attacking for the 2nd time in slot 3. So I was just going to say, if he could get an additional, that would be perfect, because there we go. Now he's attacked 3 times in slot 2. I think I might have just said slot 3, but in slot 2. So now we can go ahead and put him in slot 1 for the rest of the event. He's fully built up. Now, obviously, depending on the rotation, like if Kid BUU, when he's fully built up and you've got his active skill off, so his start of turn defense is really, really high, depending on who's in slot 3 and who they're going to help out more with those extra links, you probably still could get away with putting Kid BUU in slot 1. So we're going to see, because obviously we got Garlic Jr. as a support, we've got the Tech JANEMBA as long as we can get his orb requirement And then, of course, we have the floating cooler, who against one enemy supports transformation boost. So the only team that the two category teams that these two units are on is obviously transformation boost, which we're running now. And then, funnily enough, they are both on accelerated battle as well. So technically, you could run the rotation of this STR, Kid BUU, and JANEMBA on the new physical Goku team. And then obviously bring someone else on rotation for him. And then that could be a pretty strong team for some of these events. So now we have the rotation set up the way we want. We've got support from Cooler. There's a perfect opportunity to put JANEMBA in slot 1 for that guard. So what extra links would you be getting? So he gets one extra link, which is Metamorphosis, which is nice for a little bit of extra health, but we are basically on full HP. So let's go ahead and do this, and then we will drop this down so we can pick up the STR orbs for Cooler. So, let's see what we are looking at here. We're going to get super attack straight away. Now, obviously, JANEMBA is fully built up and guards 85k. Remember, the super attack from the Ozaru can pretty much be a GG. And then 5.2 for JANEMBA. So, this is the thing, right? I've always thought it was weird that people hate on LR JANEMBA's attack stat. Obviously, you have to attack 3 times in slot 2 to get him fully built up. So, he doesn't do his maximum output on turn 1, which I guess is most people's problem with it. But that was over a 5 million attack stat for this guy in slot 1 with a unit he only shares 3 links with, and mine is only 55%. We're getting the support from STR Cooler, but remember, yeah, mine has no dupes, my LR JANEMBA. So if he was Rainbow on this rotation, that number would have been significantly higher. Plus, of course, the possibility of getting crits, more of a chance to additional. So JANEMBA definitely can be good later on. And then obviously, like I say, in harder events where you don't have as much time, in short harder events I should say. So for example, Extreme Super Battle Road. Then it's going to be a lot more difficult to run this rotation because, actually it doesn't matter if Frieza super attacks or not. If we do this, and then this. But yeah, in Extreme Super Battle Road, where you don't have a whole bunch of turns to get yourself set up, then you could just put JANEMBA in slot 1, he's going to guard, he's obviously then not going to do crazy attack stats because he's not getting his build up in slot 1, but then Kid BUU will still be fine in slot 2. On turn 1, Kid BUU, again, he's going to double attack, especially if the second one is a super. His defense is going to be pretty decent. Obviously he's not going to be tanking super attacks with, no items active, especially if it's type disadvantage. But the rotation could work in a shorter form event. But I definitely do feel like this rotation is probably most effective in one of these longer events. Especially, as I was saying at the beginning, when the earlier phases are a lot easier, then obviously you can kind of mix and match who you're putting in slot 1 in case you want to use someone specific for part of their build-up or something like that. Like here, for example, we've got 339k defense start of turn with Kid BUU. I'm going to put Kid BUU in slot 1 because he still hasn't been hit enough times to build up his passive, and we need to build up to his active skill, I should say. As then, of course, he gets the level 3 dodge. So 6.1 million, that's with the 40% support from Garlic Jr. and 3 links from JANEMBA. My Kid BUU is 1 dupe, and he's over a 6 million attack stat. He doesn't have the active skill buff yet. So I'm still very much impressed by Kid BUU every time I use him. It really is crazy to me. I know Goku is an absolute machine, and I've said this in videos already, but it still really is surprising to me how much everybody was going on about how crazy Goku is after his release on JP, but you just didn't really hear people talking about Kid BUU as much. I definitely think Kid BUU was super underrated compared to Goku. Because obviously everywhere you look, people were talking about how great Goku was. And I didn't really see that many people talking about Kid BUU. But the fact that he's able to do the numbers that he can do, for me, when mine is only 1 dupe, especially in some of these showcases where we've had him with units that he has 3 or 4 links with, I think he looks really, really good. So I don't think the Goku and Kid BUU have come back on a banner on JP yet, have they? So no idea when they will be returning. But I'm definitely done summoning for now. I want to save what few stones I have left over, and the ones we'll get from part 2 ready for whatever Golden Week is going to be, because this celebration basically lasts us all the way through the rest of the month, and then Golden Week's going to start right near the end, and we'll do a video talking about that sort of stuff in more detail. But Yeah, I think with 2 dupes in Goku and 1 dupe in Kid Buu, I think I got out pretty well, especially after how much I got destroyed by Majin Vegeta's banner. So I definitely think we've got what we need out of this dual Dokkan festival. So, alright, so STR Cooler. STR Cooler's a little bit of a liability, but he can still hold his own in some of these turns here. So Janemba shouldn't be able to finish off Kid Buu here. Sorry, finish off Goku. So we should be... If I do this actually, because then we can get Janemba's support passive, so he gets his super attack anyway. I guess I probably should have put Kid Buu in slot 1, because Kid Buu might not have finished off Goku, and then he could have actually got hit and gotten his build up. So that's the crazy thing with this, because Janemba's so good to run in slot 1 as the tank, and then Kid Buu comes in slot 2 and just puts out a ton of damage. We're not actually getting the hits on Kid Buu so we can actually get his active skill off, but 6.3 million on this rotation as well. So can we get the additional super? Actually, it'd probably be good if we didn't, right? Yeah, there we go, perfect. Okay, so now that should be... He must have been hit 6 times by now, right? I should have been keeping count, but hopefully next turn we can get his active skill off, and then we can really see him go off. Because I think 6.1 with 1 dupe is already pretty good. And then you remember he's going to get a permanent 20% attack and defensive buff once we've got his active skill off. So really, really good. Let's just go ahead and grab some same type pulls. I think we're on full health anyway here. Golden Frieza might not finish off Goku, but of course we're going to get super attacked. Why not? Yeah. I don't know if Golden Frieza needs to crit to finish off Goku here, but obviously Cooler will get guaranteed crits. Cooler infinitely stacks attack in his transform state, but we got the crit with Golden Frieza, so we are all good. So, did we get hit enough times? Surely we have at this point. Show me that active skill activation. There we go. Alright, so with Cooler, we don't get any extra links for you, and we don't for you either. So let's go ahead and pop Kid Buu's active skill here, and then check out his start of turn defense, because getting the support buff from STR Cooler, because transformation boost allies where there's only 1 enemy. So let's see what we're looking at here. 394k, so just under 400k defense at the start of the turn is pretty good considering 3 links. I won't use the rage mode for Janemba because we want to see the rotation, don't we? So let's just do this. And then there is a large possibility that STR Cooler could get us killed here, though, if we get super attacked in the final slot. But, I mean, this is the rotation we want to see. So if he does get us killed at the end, I guess we just end the video here. But this is the rotation I wanted to see. So Kid Buu, over 400k defense when he gets his first super attack off here. LR Janemba's rocking a 5.5 million attack stat at 55%. With 3 links active, so that is pretty good. He gets the crit. And then, of course, we guard 7.1 million for the first super. I do want to see the turn with Garlic Jr. in slot 3, but it obviously gives a little bit more of a buff. And I think an extra link or 2 as well. But Kid Buu, oh, look at that. We get the additional from the hidden potential, and then Goku dodges. But yeah, 7.5. So this rotation definitely works. The only problem is, obviously, in this event, the Legendary Goku event's not the hardest event in the world, but I wanted to make sure Cooler was... I was going to say not getting absolutely destroyed, but yeah, I should have known. But the only downside to it, I guess, is the fact that by the time we're fully built up with both of them, we basically are at the end. So, but there you go. So STR Cooler got us killed, but we saw what we wanted to see out of Janemba and Kid Buu. So let me know what you guys think of this rotation down below. I think it could definitely work in some of the longer content, but obviously Cooler... transformation boost not really rocking it so much in the hard events these days. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.